Today on Mondays with Maddie, we are going to be working with one of my personal favorite things to eat, lobster mushrooms. And these are especially special because one of my best friends foraged these. So obviously it gets the name from the distinct color it has because it looks exactly like a lobster shell. They don't taste like a lobster exactly, but they do have a very faint hint of shellfish flavor to them, and they do cook very meaty. So they're actually a great substitute if you don't eat seafood or if you're vegan or whatever, you know, all these new diets that are around these days. These can be a substitute for that and it'll still taste bomb diggity.
It's all original. It's all original. It's all original. It's all original. Meet me at the top, make them wanna talk. Started now, we never gonna stop.
So we are going to do a play on lobster pasta, but using lobster mushrooms instead of lobster. We are going to cork it, open. How many ways can you say opening a bottle of wine? Corked, open. Natalie, what's a Colombian word for opening?
Blasted.
Blasted.
Very Canadian.
I'm gonna blast this bottle of wine open right now. That's a new thing. This is the raw series from Big Head, the Chenin Blanc, and this is the 2016. The 2013 of this wine, the vintage of this wine, made me cry. That color is so intense. I love it. Wow. Straight up looks like apple juice. So gross. Just kidding. It's so good. So good. So good. We have a cast iron pan here and we are going to cook the shallots, a little bit of thyme, some garlic, butter, get that going, and add the lobster mushrooms. I got this knife in Toronto at a one-of-a-kind show, and this is actually cantaloupe. I was gonna say cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe antler?
This is cantaloupe antler. You know what I mean, right? It's an antler. Okay, we're gonna throw the garlic in here. Anyone who doesn't cook with garlic, number one, you can't be my friend. Number two, you're stupid. It's actually crazy how this looks like a piece of lobster meat. Like, it's insane. The color, just how meaty it is in the center. These are actually from my friend who foraged them off the reservation a couple hours from here. They spent about like 4 hours. Got about, I think, like 70 pounds of this. It was nuts. I was outside on my deck. He pulls up in his truck and he's like, Maddie, I've got something for you. He's like, I got you mushrooms, mushrooms, lobster mushrooms. I was so excited. Mushrooms are so good. I could honestly live off mushrooms. Mushrooms, oysters, and sushi, I think would be the things I could live off of. Obviously including alcoholic beverages like wine and gin. So I'm just going to add some lemon thyme from my garden and then also a little bit of chili. Anytime you're working at Chili's, you should try a chili because you don't know how hot it is. Sometimes they're not as hot, sometimes they are hot. I got these from the farmer up the road. It's like a medium heat, not that intense. It's coming up a little bit more actually, so it's kind of hot. But it's good. It's like a good heat. Spice is my life. Spice is my life. Even if you don't like heat, try using some mild form of it in this dish because there's so much fatty butteriness coming from the lobster mushroom, from the shallots, from the butter we're gonna put in, from the wine we're gonna use, and also accompanied by one of the most like buttery, delicious wines ever, the Chenin Blanc. So good. And then this also gives a beautiful accent of a fresh herb, a little bit of lemon love, like, you know, butter and lobster and lemon, just to me go hand in hand. Okay. In the cast iron it goes. This is coming together so beautifully. There is just this crazy buttery aroma in here that I haven't even put butter in here yet, and it's just so good. Okay, so we have our secret pot of pot of, that one's hot. So we have our pot of boiling water here for our pasta. And if you are not using fresh pasta, which you should be because fresh pasta is so easy to make, give yourself a little bit more time, so you probably want to throw it in now if you're using dried pasta because it does take a little longer to cook than fresh pasta. Okay, so we're gonna just put a little bit knob of butter in here, and by little I mean like a significant amount, like that. That's a significant amount. Nothing like a good hunk of butter. That's all I'm gonna say. A little bit of white wine. And it's not a coincidence that I have my shroom towel here. My sexy bums. My sexy mushroom bums. We are going to shave some of this Parmigiano Reggiano right now in here. Woo! 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 This is hotter than a stiff cock. The pasta is done to perfection. Not even 2 minutes. You want a little bit of al dente. You want that chew. You want that bite in your pasta. Save some of the pasta water because again, anytime you're making a pasta dish, you want that little bit of meatiness that comes from the starch to just kind of glue everything together. The cheese is caramelizing a little bit in here and it's just creating this crazy yummy aroma. The texture has changed. This dish looks so bright. Smells a little bit floral from that lemon thyme. And we are ready to go, I think, to put everything together. I also forgot we're doing a little bit of arugula. So this is just some arugula from the garden. Gives it a little bit of a peppery bite. So we're gonna throw this in right before the pasta. And it'll just wilt down. It looks like a lot, but when it cooks and it wilts down, it's gonna be perfect. So as this arugula starts to melt down, we will add our pasta water, followed by our pasta. This is a beautiful little mug made by my friend Kelly. And this is gonna be my little pasta water scooper. So you probably want about a half a cup of pasta water added to this dish. Final touch here is going to be adding our pasta. Stuck together a little bit, but that's okay. Cooking is not perfect. Cooking is not perfect. We want to finish it with a little bit more butter. This is why chefs in restaurants have such giant pans because you just get everything so fucking messy. Like my entire floor is full of mushrooms and shallots and garlic. Jason's gonna clean up afterwards, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put a little salt and pepper. A little bit of olive oil. Give her a toss. And I'm gonna plate it up. And we are going to finish with nice little Parmigiano Reggiano. This is our lobster mushroom linguine pasta with arugula, shallots, garlic, a little bit of yumminess. It's all in there. I'm going to try this. It's kind of hot though, but I'm gonna do it. Oh, buddy. Okay. It's a little hot. I can see the steam. It's happening. We're filming. That's so hot. Wow. Yum, yum, yum. I'm going to eat this plate and yeah, we'll see you next Monday. Ciao.